My name is Theeban Arulanantham here from Fidus Mortgages. I'm here with Theeban. Theeban, thank you for being here.
Thank you for welcoming me.
So Theeban, let's talk about, I want to specifically talk about one thing you have done being a new agent, being completely new to the industry, and where you pivoted is the open houses.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people, they're trying to get their feet wet, and I want to kind of share your experience, what you have done, and how that have helped you to get the momentum going and get your business going. And
First of all, I had to take your advice from the very beginning just to kind of, figure out what I have to do. But yes, open houses are a phenomenal way to get into the market, to get customers, to get in touch with realtors. It's been a very insightful opportunity for me because, coming from a background where I had no idea how to do mortgages or, what it entails, getting on the ground and going to these open houses brings a whole new level of education that you can learn from these open houses. Direct meetings with clients, you have the opportunity to see them face to face. And not only that, just to build a relationship with the realtors that are walking into the open houses. It's an awesome opportunity for you to just build that relationship and have a soft connection with someone instead of making a cold call and be like, hey, what's going on? Can we have a lunch?
So a lot of people who are listening, they could be new agents, they're trying to expand the business using the open houses. How uncomfortable was picking up the phone and asking someone to be part of the open house?
I've been hearing that there have been people nowadays trying to group themselves together to make these calls. And that comes from being nervous to make a cold call because you're calling someone without any knowledge of, their background.
Let's go back year 2 when you started, like how uncomfortable you were and how scary was it?
Very uncomfortable. It was very scary. I think, that feeling of being uncomfortable when you're doing something is something you should reach for.
Until you get comfortable.
Once you get comfortable, customers start gaining your trust because of how confident you sound when you're speaking to them. When it comes to open houses, the amount of knowledge you can get for speaking to people will help you make those cold calls more efficiently.
You learn.
You make the mistakes because, it's an in-person meeting, but that could translate to a very good cold call after, a lot of mishaps with customers, right? So
let me ask you this. What did you do, or how did you keep going when you got knocked down? I'm sure in the beginning you would have probably got slapped around and a lot of hanging up phones and disrespect on the phone. Let's be honest. I'm sure.
For sure.
Even I went through. We all through. If someone said they haven't, then it's a problem.
You know what?
And how do you overcome that objection?
You're gonna get knocked down a lot. More than 90% of the time, you'll lose confidence in what you're doing because you don't feel like you're doing it right. Having the right team and support is everything in this industry. If you don't have the support, if you don't have people helping you push, coaching, whatever it is, it's going to be difficult. And I've seen a lot of people in this industry who have joined different brokerages and haven't had the type of support they needed to grow. And being in this industry with you and the team that you've built, I've had enormous success. And it's only gotten better over the years, and a lot of sacrifice, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears, a lot of wanting to give up. But I knew deep down inside, with the right people that I'm with, I'm going to get successful.
How do you manage your personal life and doing open houses? I come and seen you at the open houses with the coffee and Starbucks on a sunny afternoon. Is a commitment. How do you balance it? Because a lot of people have families and partners, or that's a day the partners are off. Even same thing goes with you as well. That's a commitment. So how do you manage that out?
Absolutely. You know how I see it? It's like, look, everyone has a personal time of waking up in the morning and going to the gym, or they're going in the afternoon to go to the gym. How long does that take you? An hour and a half of your time dedicated to making sure your mind and your body is getting in shape. Yeah. The same way with open houses. You're only spending a couple hours networking yourself and putting yourself out there to broaden your reach with customers. Your significant other, there is management when it comes to that, but you know what? As time goes on, you learn to be like, look, I have to do this from 2 to 4. I can't be available. Can we figure something out? You always have to have an understanding.
So it's a time management.
Time management and a supportive partner. It is so important into this industry to have a supporting partner. Without that, it's going to be tough. You're going to be working a job, trying to focus on this career, and you got 2 things going on at once, and you have your wife, and it just adds up. You have to have a supporting partner in this industry.
So a lot of mortgage agents who's new to this business, they're trying to get into this. Can you tell them how this impact and how many connections you make being in the open houses versus picking up the phone and calling them? How this is different than making connections?
I'm a bit of an introvert, so I didn't have a very
Is
good...
it?
I know. People think it's kind of crazy, you know? I know. I'm a very talkative guy, but it takes a lot out of me when I'm speaking to people. And at the end of the day, I'm exhausted. So learning to manage that stress and the energy that comes with communicating with people is very important, because sometimes you can get overwhelmed when you're speaking to customers and they're stressed that they're overwhelming you with, because these are big financial decisions that they're making, right? So, I think for me, it was just a matter of, like you said, continuously trying to fail, especially with emotions, and then getting better at it. Acknowledging the emotions and being like, look, this is something I have to work on. And then you yourself become a better person. You start realizing that you can talk to more people now. You just have to smile more to people. And when you do that, people are more engaging to you. I used to not smile. Not very much. I was always a straight-faced guy. Now, anytime I see someone walking down the street, I'll smile at them. And
you change your personality.
It makes you
become a different person.
100%. The more interactions you have with people, the more you realize, oh man, like I can change and be a better person too. So that's what I've learned.
So have you, I think a lot of people want to say, okay, you're talking all these things, but have you closed deals or have you done business being in these open houses?
Absolutely. Door knocking has been great. Open houses has been phenomenal. Multiple deals coming from there. Building relationship with realtors, building relationship with clients, and then the CRM database that you get to build. And over the course of years, to be able to utilize that for the upcoming future is phenomenal.
Okay.
Go to open houses.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for sitting down and sharing your knowledge and how you were able to pivot in your business. Just a one tool, just open house.
That's it. If you have no background, go to open houses. It's a cash cow, just waiting for you to just, get in there, basically.
So just kind of, I know I have sat down with you and gone through this coaching. So let's say you go to 2 open houses. Let's say you have about 10 people coming in. And let's say you go to 40 weeks. Let's give a winter a break.
Yeah.
So let's say about out of 52 weeks, let's go about 40 weeks.
Yeah.
You're having extra 400 people going into the CRM.
Yeah. 400 people.
That you are talking in person, not on the phone, not on an email, in person. You are shaking hands and you are spoken to them.
Yeah. And then,
That's being said, only 5% come into the open house on a daily basis.
Exactly.
I think that's a realistic number.
It's a realistic number, but during March, April, May,
summer,
it is
busy.
It is mayhem, right? Sometimes I've had people come, 50 to 60 people coming into an open house.
Where can you get a 400 people in your database to build your business for committing 2 hours a day? Probably you're committing 80 hours a week. About 160 hours a week.
Yeah.
In a year.
Give or take.
And also look at the pipeline you're building and look at the business you're building from there.
Exactly. Phone calls are difficult and tough. They can be. And I understand the anxiousness that comes from that. Trying to make 400 calls is tough, know? And you know what? You have to do it. But if you are a people
person, you're not in a park with the 2 hours each.
At the open house, and you're already with someone, it makes you feel comfortable.
And you're also building a relationship with the partner you're with.
It's just a win-win situation, especially with the realtors that come in. You'd be surprised at how many people I've built a relationship with just a random realtor coming in. So it is.
And you're not only building the client database, you're also building the referral partners database as well, because running into them at the open houses.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you for sharing. And I'm sure you're open to chat. If anyone's want to learn from you the best practices of the open house, how can they reach you, Theeban?
Yeah, you can reach me at 647-242-6708 or my Instagram at Mortgages by Theeban.
Yeah, take him for a coffee, chat with him. He's willing to share.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you, Theeban.
Thank you.
Thank you.